It's great how we seem to be getting yearly releases of big-budget, slow-paced, contemplative sci-fi flicks, even if they aren't always the best financial investments. Seriously, what the hell, America? We usually get more in the vein of Star Wars than 2001, but between this, Blade Runner 2049, and Arrival, which I haven't seen but don't tell anybody, it's nice to see sci-fi using the big screen for more than just laser beams and explosions. While the most obvious theme of the movie is self-destruction, what with the manic-depressive main characters, the suicide mission, and the speech where they say self-destruction is a part of human DNA. But this actually fits into a much broader theme that I don't see discussed as much. Annihilation is a movie all about the future survival of the human race, both physically and spiritually. How can, and is it even possible for humans to adapt to climate change? Why is humanity actively trying to speed up its own destruction? Even the self-destruction theme is explored on both the macro and individual level. The film is called Annihilation for a reason. A particular clever nod to climate change happens close to the beginning, when the group encounters a mutated crocodile. After killing it, they examine its mouth and discover it has the tooth structure of a shark. Saltwater contaminating our freshwater sources is one of the major issues we are going to face, and having a primarily freshwater-based creature take on traits of a saltwater one implies a need for an appropriate adaptation. There's also a discussion on AI's role in society, specifically what exactly can define a human versus an artificial life. While there's no actual AI in the film, the only times we see the extraterrestrial being actually speaking and interacting, it's as if it knows what to say, but doesn't actually know why it says the things it does, like a robot trying to imitate human behavior. As technology is further and further implemented into our very physiology, to the point where we can even upload our personalities to the cloud, something that we are actually already in the early stages of, what will define who we are? Quick spoiler, so skip to this time to avoid it. Okay? And go. At the end of the movie, we have the final conversation between Kane and Lena, in which Lena asks, "You're not Kane, are you?" To which he replies, "I don't know." This person is an exact replica of Kane, in every way. Yet can he even be Kane if he's a copy? If you transplanted all that makes you onto a computer, is that machine you? And as the movie closes, it's heavily implied that this alien species will begin populating the Earth, symbolizing the spread of this existential crisis to all of humanity. It's rare to see a horror movie that has so many dominant bright colors, especially with as beautiful of scenery as this movie has. But none of this detracts from the horror. The scares from this movie come from seeing a completely untamed natural world that is also completely hostile towards us. Yeah, the mutations are causing flora to form into gorgeous collages, but those same mutations are making Man-Bear Pig become a reality. Keeping the color palette very bright also helps establish an important message of the film, that while this kind of environmental change will mean the end for us, it will also be the beginning for entirely new forms of life. The oppressive nature of this distorted reality is subtly backed up by machine-like drones, combined with intimate acoustic tracks, which in many ways imparts a similar claustrophobic hostile atmosphere that you would find in Blade Runner, but within the context of nature. The acting was a bit of a mixed bag for me. I wouldn't say anyone gave an outstanding performance, but this is potentially a restriction of the material. Jennifer Jason Leigh plays a psychologist who goes into the Shimmer with the team, and she gives a monotone delivery to all her lines, which of course leads to no real great moments from her, but without giving away spoilers, there's a storyline reason for this. This rule pretty much applies to the cast, so I can't really fault the lack of great scenes for the actors, but it also leads to a mostly forgettable cast. What I can complain about, though, is the writing. There's far too many moments where the movie clearly needed to give out exposition and couldn't really think of a creative way to do it, so they just had people blurt it out. There's a scene on a boat where one member of the party pretty much goes, "And that's why she's screwed up, and that's why she's screwed up, and that's why she's screwed up." Annihilation was clearly more interested in its themes and visuals, and characterization largely fell to the wayside. And Annihilation does explore its themes very well enough to make up for its lackluster writing and performances. It's a unique throwback to when sci-fi meant mature examinations of possible futures of the world, and it deserves your money. 8 out of 10.